Let's do an update on Bitcoin's chart today, the morning of October 17th. Now, last night in our update video, Bitcoin had broken this major area of support that was a line of support going back about a month and a half or so for Bitcoin. And with that break, we called out that the growth in bearish momentum was likely to increase and that Bitcoin starting to challenge and potentially going below $100,000 was looking likely. In the evening, we got a continuation of that call. And as of right now, the lowest that Bitcoin has gotten is $103.5 thousand, and it is currently below major areas of support, now turned major areas of resistance of the 200-day exponential moving average and the 200-day simple moving average. And this is a likely area for us to bounce that we also called. However, I'm not very convinced that it's an area to actually catch us, probably just a bounce. And 103.5K was a likely area to bounce because on the futures chart, that is where the 200 exponential moving average and the 200 simple moving average were lined up exactly. So that was a likely area to bounce. However, momentum is still very bearish on the futures chart and on the spot chart. However, our stochastic RSI is now pretty damn well oversold, and almost so too is our relative strength index, which is pretty much similar as to what we're seeing on the spot chart too. Pretty much totally oversold, but not entirely, and starting to get close to oversold territory. When the spot chart and the future chart on the daily time frame are both telling us we are oversold on both of these indicators, that is likely an area for at least a major bounce and potentially a bottom overall. But the weekly chart for Bitcoin is screaming lower unless we can get bought back up above the 21-week exponential moving average here. When you break a key exponential moving average, typically you fall to the next one. Not always, but usually. And that next key major moving area, that next key exponential moving average, dear God, is the 55-week exponential moving average sitting at $97,000. Oh, and the weekly chart's stochastic RSI is not in oversold territory. I'm still expecting a few weeks of selling. I do also want to remind people that on the futures chart, there is a gap here at $92,000. So if the 55-week does not hold, a dip down to 92K would be expected. In fact, if we do go down to the 55-week EMA, which I think we are, hell, let's just do it. Just go lower and get rid of it. Go to 92K, please. And when we look at our liquidity heat map for high leveraged positions over on Binance, Binance is financially incentivized to bring the market actually to 92K. In fact, if we looked at all liquidation levels on Binance, Binance is financially incentivized to manipulate the market to bring us actually to about $85,000. And the ETFs yesterday sold $500 million of Bitcoin. However, Ethereum had some hodlers, which was cool. That is the update for the day. Hope you have a good day. Do good things. Be good people. Make a bunch of money. Oh, and if on TikTok and Instagram, the numbers or the things that you can touch are covering it up. Ethereum only sold $56 million the other day. Okay, now bye-bye.